YouTube, it's Atticus. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's fair, good. It's I just got out of the shower, got a fresh shave, and I'm ready to bring you a really cool game. And this one's against a guy called HPlaserJet. He's really talented. I think he's really high on ladder too. I fought him before. And, so we had a game here, and this one really came down to the wire. One of those ones where you're just like, you're really excited to show people, because it was really good. How do I say it without spoiling anything? I just won't, you know what, we'll just jump into the build thing, because I don't want to spoil nothing. So, guys, for my army, this is a pretty, I would call it, pretty 50-50 kind of build when fighting against Greenskins as the Dark Elves. You could go with lots of numbers, or you could go like a Death Star kind of thing, with like lots of Hargan Executioners and things like that. So, I decided to try to find a middle of the ground. This one I feel like will cover all the bases, and I'll just go ahead and show you what I brought. We have Morathi on foot, guys, and before you say, what? Why is she on foot? Like, who ever does that? Well, just watch. Just watch. I mean, you got to think of a few things too, guys. Like, she has minus 18 melee attack through her abilities. One called the Heartrender Sword and one called Enchanting Beauty. But one of those, she has to actually be in combat to get the proc. So if she's just flying around, she's only getting minus 8. So, yeah, leaving her on foot. She does have armor piercing. She has charge defense, I do believe. Anti-large, and guys, I'm telling you, I've seen her dual Kulik. I mean, she won't beat him one-on-one, but she's a lot more powerful than what you might think. Supporting her, guys, we also have the Death Hag, and this is just for the Chill Blade, which is another minus 6 melee attack. So, between the 18 of her and 6 of her, I mean, what is that, 24, guys? Minus 24 melee attack, and it's really going to help my units fight things like, say, like Black Orcs and things that generally the shaft units of the Dark Elves wouldn't be able to, break. So, protecting them, I have one unit of Blackguard and Nagron, and of course their job is just to be the bodyguards. I mean, that's what they do in the lore. They're the bodyguards of Malekith. So yeah, they're going to be the bodyguards of the Hag Queen and no, that's not the Hag Queen. What is Morathi's name? I should know this. I read her book. For my front line, guys, I have a mixture of Bleak Swords, 4 units of those. I have a couple Dread Spears on each side, and you can see I've kind of like spaced out my army. I'm trying to get it where they can't get an easy surround on me. Also, in the back, and yes, you should realize it by now, guys, 2 units of the Black Orc Corsairs of Hambos. Every single game that I've done these on, featured these guys, they've paid for themselves. So I want you to specifically watch these guys. Just watch how good they are. Watch what they do for me this game. And, I'm trying to make you guys convert to the Church of Hambos. And if you do that, if you church to these, you won't look back. These guys are just so good. I mean, I hardly ever bring Dark Shards. I mean, just usually these guys. Also, guys, accept no substitute, only a face a mother could love, we have the Mighty Charybdis. And yeah, this is mostly for the Abyssal Howl, to be able to give that leadership debuff. And also, he's anti-large, so it's just, he just kind of keeps my opponent honest, make sure he doesn't really want to goon in. It breaks the leadership of his opponents, and yeah, you'll see how it goes. Of course, I never bring a game without bringing at least one chariot, just because they're so good at unit disruption, disrupting a formation, countering skirmish cav, and yeah, just, really good at the back line, too. Then we have 2 Dark Riders, guys, so yeah, that's my build. We're not doing any Harpies, no elite cav, no elite infantry besides the Blackguard here, and we're going to go against the Greenskins. So HPlaserJet here, he did bring Azhag, the Slaughterer, so he does have Laura Def, and he does have Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech. So, yeah, good thing about that, though, is Morathi does have Soul Stealer, so she'll be able to heal herself, even if he does try to use that. But look at this front line, guys. This is really powerful. 3 Black Orcs. I think one of them are the Crimson Killers. I don't have any elite infantry, so yeah, but you see, man, you guys will see, sometimes it's not always about elite infantry, sometimes it's about, I won't spoil anything. So, we got those guys, and then we have our 2 units of Orc Boys, and then in the back, this is pretty standard, we have the Rusty Airs, and then we have 2 Night Goblin Archers, so these are the ones with poison, the ones with poison. In the back, he has some Orc Biggins, the Warlord's Boys, Night Goblins, and then, yeah, he's a sneaky little ambush squad of these nasty skulkers here. And, we have some over here as well. Looks like we have some Wolf Riders, so... And last but not least, guys, he does have the Broken Tusk Mob. So, yeah, just looking at this, if you had to put your money on which army would win, just from, unit composition, placement, take your bets right now, because we're going to see how this goes. Alright, guys, so we're going to go ahead and start this match. I see that he's on the hill, so I'm not going to try to take the hill. That would be suicide, especially since he's a lot closer to it. By the time I even get up there, I'd be fighting uphill, and we're already at a little bit of a disadvantage because he has more powerful, cav. So I'm really going to have to, make up the difference with things like my Hambos, things like my Chariot, keeping my Akribis alive, and then the spells of Morathi. And I forgot to show you the spells that I did bring from Morathi. I did bring Soul Stiller, I brought Pit of Shades, and then she has all her buffs. I always take every single one. Over here, you can see I have some of my Dark Riders we're trying to scout out, but I do not see these nasty Skulkers, which is really unfortunate, guys. I am going to go ahead and send my Chariot up ahead, though, and this is what I always do. I mean, that's what the Chariots are for. Send them out, try to get a little early damage in, see who you could kill. And it kind of just makes your opponent kind of overcompensate. You can see that he is trying to pressure the Dark Riders away with my. It looks like he's just going to stop. So, but I am going to catch on to it. No, he was trying to get the Broken Tusk here, and I will eventually pull them away, and also send my Akribis to reinforce that side. Over here, you can see that I'm getting a little early damage in with the Chariots, but yeah, I mean, these aren't really a valuable target. I'd rather be shooting into these Black Orcs, but he has them kind of protected. He has these rusty arrows that are watching over it. Over here, guys, you can see that I'm going to use these Dread Spears to try to screen away. I'm just being really patient. Like, we're both just fighting for positioning right here, trying to force a mistake out of our opponent, and yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and commit to it, guys. I'm going to get a nice, juicy charge into here. He didn't have any cav, anything to protect, and look, guys, we're able to get 115. We were able to get maybe like 10, 11 kills out of that, and then we're just immediately going to pull back. Now, you just got to be careful because you don't want to rampage. If you rampage, well, then, yeah, that unit will be lost, guys. But, yeah, that was just a free charge. There really anything that he could do about it. And it's wasting ammunition, so it's a win-win. Now, Azhag is coming. I have to be careful. But even if Azhag lands, like, these Chariots could protect themselves. Like, they're not... Sorry, my hair's wet, guys. There ain't pushovers. See, get out of my face. So, yeah, he is going to land. He's going to try to get a little bit of a, dive on these guys, do a little bit of damage, but I think it was more of an equal trade for us. I'm going to have some Dark Riders come up from the south just to try to, protect those guys if need be. And yeah, guys, we're just being patient. But look, notice what HPlaserJet's doing over here. He's sending these nasty Skulkers around the back to flank, and they are stalked, so I don't see him. So I am curious what his plan was to do with that. Like, what was he going to try to attack with? Because you see right here, I have these Hambos that will protect my back line. Over here, you can see that I did try to get another charge in with my Cold One Chariots. I did not see these guys at first, but yeah, I immediately pulled around, and if anything, we just wasted some ammunition. So yeah, like I said, just a little bit more positioning. We'll go ahead and fast forward here till we get ready to. All right, so this was an important part right here, guys. You can see that he's going to make a mistake, and I'm going to see these guys. So I'm immediately going to know, okay, he's trying to get an ambush on me. So I'm going to send my Hambos and my Dark Riders, start moving my Akribis up. I'm going to start just splitting up my forces here, guys, and we're going to try to catch these guys since they're totally exposed. If I can, destroy these guys, if I could get them right off the map, that's going to be a really good pick for me. You can see he's going to try to reinforce them with these, mobile cav units. But look, guys, I have my Akribis and my Spear units that are just kind of... and screening them out. I do see this one, he kind of splits them up, so I'm going to send these Hambos, which are the perfect counter for dealing with these nasty Stalkers. They don't have shields, and they fire while moving. They do go back into stalk, so I don't see it. My attention was over here trying to catch these Broken Tusk mob or trying to catch these nasty Stalkers, so we're just being patient. We're just, going back and forth. One of us just trying to force a mistake. And here it is, guys. I'm going to spot him again, and now my opponent's in real trouble because he has no way of really protecting these guys. And look at that. Just shots in the face. Just going to just destroy these, filthy orcs and greenskins. Over here, guys, the Akribis is going to get a nice juicy charge. And I'm just going to commit to it. I'm going to send everybody I can and just try to muck up his AI. And it's actually killing units. And this is really good for me, guys. You can see he is trying to send some of these Wolf Riders here, Goblin Wolf Riders, to try to reinforce. But even them, they're not going to stay alive that much longer. And you can see Morathi, I'm going to use my first Doombolt spell. It's her, the free spell that she has, not the one that uses Wind's Magic. And yeah, guys, we'll go ahead and just watch this damage here. Boom. Getting nasty Stalkers off the map is always, it's always good for us. And yeah, the Goblin Wolf Riders are going to, charge into these Hambos. But yeah, guys, Morathi is on foot, coming to reinforce. And she is anti-large. Look at this over here, guys. We have just been chasing, keeping him on the run. And each time that he just keeps running away, we're doing damage. He's down to 47 models. Now you can see that Morathi is going to get into combat, guys. She is anti-large. And we're immediately just going to destroy these Wolf Riders. We're going to collapse in on these nasty Skulkers. And it's just looking really good for us, guys. You can see I'm sending the Blackguard. Since I have him kind of locked up with these Dark Riders, the Blackguard are coming. Same with the Kribis. And we just pretty much just took out, what, 1,500, 2,000 points of his, his units. You can see I do have the Hambos over here shooting, and now we're going to start escorting these guys off the map. My opponent seeing that, yeah, hey, I just lost a lot of, value, a lot of my troops. He's going to just start sending his troops ahead. It was kind of smart to do that while my unit formation is, kind of messed up. But look, guys, we just got a huge pick by getting that broken tusk mob. We've got the Goblin Wolf Rider, and we got 2 units of Nasty Skulkers. And you can see because of that, the balance of power went back to my, went a little bit into my favor. But it's not over, guys, because he still has all these Black Orcs, and these guys are going to be such a pain in the butt. So yeah, front lines are going to start to collide. You can see my opponent is going to use the Fate of unit on the Blackguard. So yeah, maybe not the best usage of it. It is actually just because he doesn't have anything else really worth of value to do it. But yeah, guys, the Blackguard or the Crimson Killers are absolutely going to destroy these Bleak Swords. You can see that our lines are starting to collide, and I'm trying to get around with my Chariot and a unit of these Dark Riders to get into these archers, guys. If we could pressure these guys and shut them down, it's going to make it a lot easier for us. But this is something I wanted to show you guys. So, just with the Death Hag here, it's lowering the Crimson Killers to 38 melee attack. Now, once Morathi gets into the battle, I want you guys to watch how much melee attack these guys have. And look, all meanwhile, these Hambos are just shooting into these Black Orcs who do have high armor, granted, yes. But, it's just going to add up. And the Kribis here is going to be dropping their leadership. So let's look at the leadership here of the Crimson Killers. 57, you can see that's dropped down by like 10 or 11 or whatever it is. So yeah, this is a really good pick for me. You can see my opponent is going to cast the Wog. But yeah, I'm going to get my first Pit of Shades right here on these Crimson Killers, since these are the biggest threat. And yeah, direct hit, guys. It's doing a lot of damage. All across the line here, you can see that my opponent does try to land Azhag into the Hambos. But yeah, guys, the Hambos are powerful. You can see Morathi is just really mobile as well, just trying to chase him. And these guys, he moves away, he gets shot, and it's starting to add up. The Kribis is doing a really good job of anchoring my line, guys. But yeah, he was able to clean up this my Dark Riders who came into the back. So this is pretty much the most biggest threat that I have to my army right now is those archers, and it's something I have to really deal with. All across the line, guys, you can see some of my infantry is starting to fall. But yeah, it really doesn't matter though, because I still have this huge pocket here in the middle. And as long as I keep them all gathered, it's going to be able to benefit from the Witch Hag and Morathi. And you can see I was able to get these Bleak Swords into the back, and we're just trying to screen out these archers. Just keep him from focusing the Kribis, because that's something I need to keep alive. So alright, guys, look at the melee attack of the Black Crimson Killers. 29 because of the Death Hag and Morathi. So pretty much cut in half. It's just so good, guys. Now they have, the Crimson Killers have just as much melee attack as a unit of Dread Spears. You can see I'm going to get another Doom Bolt into these Black Orcs, and yeah, we're just really trying to weaken him. You can see he is going to land Azhag the Slaughter into melee here, but yeah, guys, Morathi will come there and whoop on you if you're not careful, so it's going to add up. But you can see I'm going to get my Chariots into the back here, guys. We're doing really good of trying to pressure these archers away, and I'm going to get another Pit of Shades, guys, right on these Nasty Skulkers, just because of their armor piercing. I'm pretty much waiting till he's all grouped up. Over here, this is why I like Hambos, guys. He was trying to chase away these Hambos and just lure them away. He's wasting a 1,200 unit thing trying to chase away something he'll never catch. And look, we're just shooting these guys in the back, doing a lot of damage. You can see the Kribis was able to get a hit onto Azhag, and yeah, guys, it's looking pretty good for us. You can see I am going to get a Soul Stealer, guys. I figured let's do a little bit of damage, try to lower his leadership, and you can see there it is. It's going to cast. He is going to break one of my spear units, guys, but yeah, he really needs these Black Orcs to get ahead. Over here, you can see that they're holding pretty good. Granted, there's not anything I really had that has armor piercing, but we're still being able to do a lot of damage to him. You can see over here that the Black Orc Corsairs of Hambos will start focusing Azhag the Slaughter here pretty soon. But yeah, this Chariot is really being the lifesaver for me, guys. It's really keeping these Rusty Arrows busy, because if not, they would just focus the Kribis, who doesn't have healing, and he'd be dead within seconds. Looks like Murderous Mastery did proc for me, guys, so I am getting the benefits of it. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Just man, I just love the Hambos. You'll see, guys. So now he's going to start trying to chase him. We're going to start just running away. Even these guys have pretty good combat stats themselves. They have 80 armor, guys. They have 50 melee attack, or not 50 melee attack, 32 melee attack. So they're not slobs. But here comes another great Pit of Shades by Morathi. Whenever I see that he's grouping up, I'm just casting it, guys, and it's just devastating his infantry. And this is what I'm talking about. You don't always need elite infantry to deal with opponents' elite infantry. Sometimes you can just make up the difference with numbers and your magic usage. The Kribus is going to get into this big glob right here, guys. We're just doing really good. We're breaking the leadership of these Black Orcs, and yeah, look at this. Azhag is being forced to run away while just getting shot. No matter where he goes, he's just getting so much damage by these Hambos, and these guys have just twice or 3 times paid for themselves. They've really been MVPs for me. But this is what I was waiting for, guys. We break the leadership of his infantry corps, so this frees me up now to try to shut down these archers. And you can see, this chariot, this whole game has just been in the back, and it finally does rampage once it gets down to like 50% of its health. But yeah, at this point, guys, I mean, it's did its job. It's distracted his archers enough for me to break through his infantry corps. You can see that, the Black Orcs are running off, and I'm starting to collapse everybody. And he is going to send Azhag into the chariots, guys. But yeah, the chariots are armor piercing. They do a lot of damage, so there's no way to really get them without doing damage. You can see Morathi gets another really good pit of shades. I saw that he had all his archers grouped up, so I just kept casting it, guys. And that's how you play DPS spells. You just be patient with him. Wait till you see him grouping up, and that instantly just shatters all of his archers. And you can see that we got Azhag caught out of position, guys. He is fighting the Kribus. You can see the Death Hags mixed into there, and Morathi is surely going to be running to try to do some damage too. And yeah, this every hit that we do the Azhag is just lowering the leadership, make it that much easier to get these guys to rout. You can see that some of his Black Orcs and some of his troops are coming back, and I've used all my ammunition of my Black Orc Corsairs, but they're at full health, guys, so they'll be able to fight for a while. So now we're at that part of the battle when your opponent only has really like skirmisher cav and things that'll run away from you, and he has the mobility advantage. So he's going to try to take out the chariot since it is a big threat. But look at him. He's at 244. See if it does any damage to him. 244. Well, here comes the Morathi. If not, usually it does damage to it. Oh, it's because he broke the leadership of it. So yeah, here comes the Morathi, hot on his tails, just trying to be patient. But my opponent is being really smart, guys. He's trying to focus down the Kribus. You can see the Death Hag is going to get into combat right here. She's an anti-infantry beast, so she'll be able to shred it. But yeah, this is a little bit scary. Balance of power has went a little bit back to my opponent's favor, but he is starting to try to, collapse on me. And even though he doesn't have a lot of troops, he has another uses of the Wog. And there he goes. He's going to land Azhag onto Morathi, but he's soon going to learn that Morathi can spank your butt. She is anti-large, armor-piercing, and look at that, guys. Sends him, running away. I don't have any more cav. My Kribus is broken, so really it's going to come down to this last little glob of Black Orc Corsairs of Hambos, the Death Hag, and Morathi. And I'm doing everything I can to try to chase away these archers. Not that it's a really big pick. It's just something, I just don't want my lords taking any damage if I don't have to. You can see that I'm going to use Power of Darkness onto my Black Orc Corsairs. This just gives me more Winds of Magic from Morathi, so I'll be able to, cast a spell on her. And you can see that Azhag is going to land on the Death Hag. But yeah, the Death Hag gives as good as she gets. She's going to be, give him a nice good hitting right there. Look at Morathi coming, like, hey, you messing with my friend? Whack! Smacked him right into the butt. And Azhag is gonna go running away with his tails tucked behind his, his tail tucked behind his legs. You can see that these Hambos are chasing away the rusty arrows, guys. He does have some providing Overwatch, but yeah, wherever Azhag lands, he just doesn't have enough to deal with Morathi. Like Morathi on foot is a really good pick, guys. I mean, it's a reliable option, something that will actually work for you. You can see the rusty arrows now are starting to waver, and I'm going to get one more Pit of Shades. This is like my last FU to the Greenskins, and that's going to be army losses for the the orcs. So victory for the Druki. That was such a cool one. I really liked it. I hope it showed you guys about Morathi on foot, about the Hambos. Let's go ahead and look at the in-screen breakdown, talk about some of the keys for my success. Morathi on foot, guys, those Pit of Shades. I mean, there was like 5 different usages of the Pit of Shades, and it paid for itself. 128 kills, guys. The Chariot absolutely just destroyed his back line. If it wasn't for that Chariot, those archers would have just destroyed my Kribus. The Hambos, that early pick in the beginning, being able to get his nasty Skulkers and the Broken Tusk mob, it just worked really good, guys. So this is a pretty reliable build for fighting Greenskins. It's one of maybe 3 different options that I've featured on my channel, and I just thought that was a really cool game, guys. It's a lot of fun playing the Dark Elves against the Greenskins. It's really just a thematic battle. So, all right, it's Atticus. I will see you guys later, and have a good night, Atticus.